To worry about ill health in normal circumstances is perfectly normal. However, if you find that sickness, illness, ill health, it completely dominates your thoughts and that you find yourself really catastrophizing any ache or pain or niggle, then potentially you're suffering with health anxiety.
What we like to consider is that health anxiety is a symptom. There is a cause behind it, and it's addressing that cause is the only way that you'll get over health anxiety for good. Because whilst meditation, breathing techniques, medication, and any distraction techniques will help in the moment, they will not help anxiety go away for good.
Yeah, so something's happened in your life, it's created what's called a schema, and it actually sort of tells you how to behave around illness. So what can be the causes of your health anxiety? Well, a common one is learned behaviour. So you copy a parent, or you have a parent who is overprotective, and therefore that kind of teaches you to be a little bit more aware and vigilant and observe ill health more. It can also be that if, for example, your parents worked and when you were ill as a child you got a lot of attention from them, then that can create something called a positive intent, which makes it a little bit harder to overcome because that still exists unless you challenge it.
Another potential cause is the fact if you were ill yourself as a child, and in that moment, again, as Eva said before, you got a lot of attention for it, then being ill actually gives you some sort of reward. But also what we find is probably the main cause is a grandparent being ill, your parents not wanting to tell you that they're ill because they don't want you to get upset, and then suddenly they pass away. But your schema that's created from that is my grandparents were there one day and the day after they just passed away, and therefore life is that fragile. When actually, when you look into it, and a lot of people have told us when they've done this, they've spoken to the parents and said, yeah, actually your granddad or your grandma was ill for years before they passed away.
So in summary there, the most common causes are actually if you've been ill, if a loved one when you were a child was ill, so that's like a parent or a sibling, or somebody passing away. So how do you overcome them? How do you change that behavioural schema that is currently playing negatively to make you so hyper vigilant and hyper aware of ill health? Well, the way to do that is to completely sever the link between that schema, that behavioural schema, that reference, and your fight or flight response, which causes those feelings of anxiety, by really challenging your originating belief. So finding how it started is the first point. Now, if it's because it's a learned behaviour, then start to create new neural pathways by actually saying to yourself, when you start to feel that health anxiety coming on, start saying to yourself, I don't believe that, that's not my belief, I actually got that from somebody else, so that you're challenging it constantly and you're challenging the origin.
If it's because that you were ill when you were a child, just realise you got better. And that's the thing, you know, if it was a really bad illness, no matter how bad it felt at the time, you did get better. And if it was a grandparent or someone close to you who died suddenly, get new evidence, find out what actually happened, speak to your parents, speak to people around them and find out what happened so you can put it into perspective.
Yeah, but ultimately as well, that person isn't you. So you've had different lifestyles, you've eaten different ways. And the thing is, what we can't lose sight of is that we all have a very significant ability to help our health in having a healthy diet, having a good night's sleep, keeping very well hydrated. So, these are things that we can actually take charge of is by living a healthy lifestyle. And like Nick was saying there, we don't know the person that passed away, we don't know what kind of lifestyle they had. Did they drink? Did they smoke? Did they eat healthily? So, you are not that person.
And I think lifestyles changed in general because, so many people used to smoke, whereas people don't smoke now particularly. Yeah. You can't smoke in restaurants or pubs. So lifestyles change. So you are not like someone else. But also consider, right, that nobody wants to be ill. So, it's something that we all want to try and avoid. But consider all the times in your life when you've been ill, you've got better. We've been ill,
yeah.
but we've got better.
And that's something that I think that you should also really appreciate, is that our body, it's like our vehicle. It's like having a car, and it's your vehicle that takes you around in life. And if you consider, as an analogy, a car, if you're driving a car and you hear a knocking sound, as long as you take it to the garage and get that dealt with, then it will be fixed. The only time there's a problem is if you ignore it, and eventually that can get worse. And the fact is that the human body it communicates with us. It tells us when there's an issue, and as long as we listen and react, then, like Nick said, the medicine and the world has come on so much that if we react quickly, we can get better. Now, when I say react quickly, that doesn't mean within 5 minutes. Listen to your body, and your body will tell you. You don't need to interfere or worry, because if there's an issue, your body will tell you.
And one thing I've got to say, Eva, particularly for the men watching, because men, and I know myself, we're stubborn. We put up with things a lot longer than we should. So if you've got a problem, please go and see your GP and talk about it. I do hope that this video on health anxiety has helped. And if you want more information on health anxiety, we have a full chapter in our book, Conquering Anxiety, which covers loads of reasons why you may be anxious. It goes into schemas in depth, why we create behavioural schemas, and therefore the symptoms that result from those.
And how you can change them positively so that you can overcome health anxiety, because you absolutely can.